We are recording this session for other teachers so they can show in their class, because a lot of kids at this time, because we have our WOOF section and then we have our Alpha section. So we want to make sure that if anybody wants to hear this information about CU Denver, that they'll be able to play this for their classroom. So welcome to this presentation once again. If you guys have any questions, type them in the chat. The only people who can see them are Sharita and myself. So we will be able to answer your questions at the end of the presentation. And again, if you guys don't be embarrassed, there's not a dumb question unless it's not about school. If you're talking about something about how to make broccoli and cheese, then that is a dumb question, because that's not what we're talking about today. But ask anything education-wise. We're here to help you academically. And we want to thank Sharita for being here. And I'm going to hand it over to you.
Well, thank you so much. Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining me today. I am your specific admission counselor for CU Denver. So if you have any questions, all questions about college or CU Denver, the application process, all of those things I can help answer. So today I did want to just do a brief presentation about CU Denver, let you all know what's going on, and then please feel free anytime along the presentation to send questions in the chat, and we can talk about those things a little bit further. So we'll briefly touch on a few things, and then we can figure out what the group wants to talk about maybe a little bit later. But we are CU Denver. Our slogan is CU in the city. So it has a couple of meanings. We are the CU that's right in the heart of downtown Denver. So we do have sister schools in Boulder as well as Colorado Springs. But we are the CU that's right in the heart of downtown Denver. So we are CU in the city. It's also a welcome to our students, because we really want to see as many students in the city at CU Denver as possible. And we want to make sure that it's a good fit. And so those are some of the things that you want to think about today is CU Denver going to be a good fit? And so the first slide that I want to go over is just why to go to college. So with you all being here, I know that these are things on your mind. With the pandemic going on and everything else in the world, we have been seeing some students that are kind of weary on if they want to go to college or not, and the different options that they have. And so we wanted to make sure that our students knew some of the things that make college appealing. So some of those hidden things that you may have not thought about. So you find yourself, there's better career options, better pay once you do get into your career. You make lifelong friends, you connect to the campus and to others. You develop mentors and connections to Denver. And so we really do think that students should continue to pursue higher education if they're in that space right now. So your next question is going to be, but why CU Denver? So CU Denver is in the heart of downtown Denver. We have approximately 11,000 students, so we would be considered more of a medium-sized school, but our class sizes are around 27. So we do have a new student commons building that hosts about 4 classrooms that are 150 to 200 students. But those are the only 4 classrooms that hold that many students. So maybe your freshman year, some of your core classes might be in those bigger classrooms, but when you really start getting into your subject matter, those classrooms are going to be a lot smaller. They're going to be one-on-one with the students and the faculty members, so you can really get that specialized education. We also partner with the Anschutz Medical Campus, and we are the largest medical health campus in the Rocky Mountain region. And we are also an urban research institution. So what that means is that we really like to get our students into the field, really help with internships and job placement, making sure that this is a good fit for our students. So CU Denver is unique in that way, where we do have a lot of resources to help students with their networking. And we really want to make sure that students get those experiences that they want in higher ed. So if you want an internship, you can start your internship as early as sophomore year. If you're looking for study abroad options, we really want to make sure that our students are getting those options as well, making sure that they can fund and that they can fund those options, and then they can also have those classes go towards their degree. So if those are things that you're interested in, I say start early and get into one of your advisors and make sure that you start planning those things so that we can fit it all into your college experience. CU Denver is very passionate about diversity and also inclusion. So we are on the Auraria campus. What that means is that there is Metropolitan State University, the Community College of Denver, and CU Denver all sharing the same space. And so while we share the same space, we don't share classrooms. All your classrooms will be with CU Denver students and taught by CU Denver faculty. But what that brings to our campus is great diversity. So there's great diversity on the entire Auraria campus, but just specifically with CU Denver, we have over 42% of our students that are students of color. We have about half of our students that are first generation. And we also have different viewpoints, as in military students, single family units. We have non-traditional students, international students, so a lot of different perspectives in the classroom. We do offer over 140 different majors and minors. All of our majors and minors are broken down into these 7 different schools and colleges. And so at the school and college level, you get more resources. And so, for example, at CU Denver, we have a tutoring center. It's an overarching tutoring center for every student who attends CU Denver. But specifically in the College of Engineering, Design, and Computing, we have another tutoring center that specifically helps those students and supports the students in engineering, because we know that the foundations of engineering is so based in math. So we want to make sure that we are giving specific resources to students, and that is usually done through the individual school and college. We also have some unique programs at CU Denver, and so we are the only undergraduate architecture program in Colorado. We have great contemporary arts and media programs. One of our most famous or most popular programs would be the digital design and animation. We have students who are interning with Sony and Pixar and who are actually getting job placements in those high-performing, high-profile companies. And so we have great partnerships with them. Our business school is right in the heart of downtown Denver, has great visibility. It makes sure that students do have an internship component to that program. And so students who are coming out of business do have an internship built into their program. The School of Education and Human Development has a great partnership with DPS, so students are getting about a year's worth of experience teaching, as well as being a paraprofessional in Denver Public Schools. Our College of Engineering, Design, and Computing has a bioengineering program that is on our Anschutz Medical Campus, and so those are really unique programs to CU Denver specifically, along with our School of Public Affairs that has our criminal justice program, and then the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences that has all of our liberal arts and is our biggest college. So that's where communication, psychology, biology, all of those liberal arts, they will all be in our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So there's a lot of great options. I kind of ran down all of those programs, but if you're like, I just don't know, then that's okay too. We have an office that's specifically for students who just don't know, who are undecided. You can come in, you can take personality tests or interest tests, figure out what your passions are, and then you'll have an advisor. We call them success coaches, and they will be able to then help foster you to getting a career, well, picking a major and then also moving that into a career. Life on campus, it looks a little bit different right now just because we are primarily remote, but since we are traditionally a commuter campus, we really focus on student life. And so we have a lot of different clubs and student organizations that you can be a part of. We also have like our adventure deck where you can go and you can rent hiking gear or tents or kayaks. You can do outdoor adventure things. We also want to make sure that you all are aware of some of our student organizations like student government. That is a paid position, but it is a position where you can really make a lot of change on campus. And so we want to make sure that our students know all about the different ways to get involved, because the more you get involved on campus, the better your campus experience is. And we find that students are also doing better even in academics and socially. And that's what we really want to see from students. We really want to see them thrive in all areas, and we are here to support you however we can in that. Again, we have been traditionally a commuter campus, so we do have life off campus. In Denver, there is all of our major sports teams. We go into the city a lot for activities or food options or different things like that. And so we interact with the city quite often, and we're very visible in the city. And so that's something that we find is very unique. We are a very urban campus, but really just like 20 minutes away from, you know, the outdoors or Red Rocks or anything for our students to do like outdoors. So it's a great balance for our students. We also have first year housing. So right now we have Lynx Crossing, and then we will have City Heights that will be available fall 2021. There is no live-on requirement for students at CU Denver, but we really encourage students to live on campus their first year, just because you get that traditional college experience. You can walk to class from your dorm, you can study on campus, you're really immersed into that academic environment. And we find that students really enjoy that, and they really thrive academically when they are surrounded by academics a lot. And so we really do encourage you all to stay on campus if that is an option. If not, there's a lot of students who don't go on campus, and there's still other ways to get involved and really feel like there's a home on the downtown Auraria campus. If you decide not to stay on campus, we do have commuter student services, and they will help you find roommates. They will help you find apartment if that's what you need, funding for apartments, you know, anything that you need as a commuter student, we also have those services. So we try to make sure that we're getting our full student population. So it doesn't matter if you live on campus or if you're commuting, we have those support systems for you. And so now we're going to talk a little bit about how to pay for college. So CU Denver does participate with the FAFSA. Students will fill out the FAFSA form based off a federal equation, will be awarded financial aid. So when we talk about financial aid, we're talking about grants, which are gifts, loans, which students do have to pay back, and then also work study. We really encourage work study because, again, that is where students can work on campus in a department and get a biweekly paycheck. But again, you're immersed around academics. There are people who are making you think critically. You have time to do your homework or, you know, work on projects if there's like really crunch time. And it's going to be a little bit less stress than if you have to go do a retail job or like Domino's or something like that, which are completely fine. But I feel that our work study will really nurture you as a student and make sure that you are still keeping on top of your academics. We also have, so FAFSA opened October 1st. So if you have not filled out your FAFSA, please fill out your FAFSA, send it to our school. If you choose not to fill out a FAFSA, which is completely fine, we also have an alternative aid form. So our alternative aid form is for students who choose not to fill out the FAFSA, but still would like to be considered for scholarships or other financial awards that we can maybe give that doesn't go through FAFSA. CU Denver also has a scholarship process. So scholarships would be, the first round of scholarships are going to be admission scholarships. Those are merit-based, and those are first come, first serve. So we really encourage students to apply early so that you can be considered for those admission scholarships. And then we also have our ScholarLynx application. Our ScholarLynx application is one application, one essay, and one resume, and you can apply to all the scholarships through the institution that you're eligible for. So if you're a biology student, all of the biology scholarships will show for you. So you have an abbreviated list, and you could just choose the scholarships that you would want to apply for. We do have a March 1st deadline. March 1st is very early for students. When you're thinking about everything that's going on around that time, seniors are finishing up senior year, prom is right around the corner, we're thinking about graduations, AP, IB tests, all kinds of things are going on. So we want to really make sure that you remember that March 1st deadline, because we don't want you to miss out on those scholarships. And so now what? You can apply now. All of my seniors, you can apply now. If for any reason you cannot pay the application fee, then please reach out. We have ways to waive the application fee, but there is a $50 application fee, and then you would send us your high school transcripts. This year for CU Denver, high school graduates of class of 2021, you do not have to submit ACT or SAT scores. So you can submit them if you want them on file for maybe scholarships or other reasons. If you feel like your GPA is a little bit lower and you wanted to submit those test scores, then you can. But any student who has a 3.2 GPA, and we do get GPAs, should feel fairly confident in their application at CU. So we are only based off academics, and so you do not have to provide letters of recommendation or a personal statement to apply to CU Denver. We are also very excited that that we are a Common App now, and so students who are looking to apply can also apply on the Common App. So here's my contact information. I will also put it in the chat so you can copy and paste it. But I am your person at CU Denver. So if there's anything that you need, any questions, I really love talking to students about the college process and the college experience. And so if you are maybe thinking like, maybe I would prefer to go to Boulder, but still like to bend someone's ear or, get some questions answered, please reach out to me. I am a resource. Even if you do not attend CU Denver, I'm very passionate about students going into higher education and continuing their education. And so I am more than welcome to help you in any aspect of that. So I am going to stop sharing my screen, and then I will field any questions that you all have.
Thank you so much. What a great, short and precise presentation, Sharita. We just had a bunch of students join us. They caught us at the end of that, but I definitely want you to maybe kind of go over briefly what you just mentioned, CU Denver, maybe some facts about CU Denver. And do you guys, the ones that just joined us, I'm sure if you're all, what grade are you in? Just type it in the chat. We want to make sure we have the right audience and that we are going to answer the questions you guys want and need, or any information that we can help with specifically to what your needs are. So we're here. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. We are here to help you. If you type in the chat, the only ones who see those questions are Charita and I. And I know Ms. Papich, your classroom just joined. Si lo están viendo ahorita y hablan español, si tienen preguntas, póngalo en el chat. Yo les puedo ayudar. También Ms. Papich les puede ayudar a contestar. O cualquier manera, pues también preguntas que tendrán pues sus padres, si tienen preguntas sobre FAFSA, si tienen preguntas sobre las cosas financieras, cuánto cuesta esta escuela, pues también aquí estamos. So we are here to help you with whatever it is, whatever questions you guys have. Right now, if you are seniors and you're planning on going to college, you should be working on FAFSA, your FAFSA application. If you have a social, if you don't have a social, there is a whole really new exciting thing called CAFSA. Have you heard about it, Charita?
I'm not.
You haven't? It just came out a couple weeks ago. So the state, instead of having students fill out forms for individual schools, like Metro had them fill out individual, and CSU had them fill out individual information. it was like FAFSA for undocumented students, but it was specifically for them, so they could try to help them get funding. And now the
And is that with a T? CASPA?
CAFSA.
Oh,
And I'm going to put that in the chat because I want you guys to look it up. We're going to be doing a special session on CAFSA, and it's called CAFSA Colorado. I'm going to put that in the chat. Actually, since we just had a bunch of students join, and I know if they're with Ms. Popich's class, they're probably going to want to know this, and Ms. Popich may want to know this. I'm going to share my screen, and then we have a little bit of time. I want to show this video, if that's okay with you.
I would love to watch it.
Like impromptu, the state created a really great video. So I want to go ahead and show that.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Angie Petroni. I'm the Executive Director of the Colorado Department of Higher Education. I want to talk to you today about a new opportunity for students in Colorado. In 2019, the General Assembly passed House Bill 19-1196, Financial Aid for Students, with in-state tuition, which allows state aid to be awarded to students who do not have lawful immigration status, but have resided in the state for at least 3 years before graduating from a Colorado high school or passing a high school equivalency exam. The Colorado application for state financial aid, CASPA, is the application by which students that meet the qualifications can apply for this aid. As you know, there are students who can apply for FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. This is CAPSA, the Colorado application for state financial aid, and it gives qualified students immediate access to apply for the $160 million Colorado allocates annually in financial aid every year. CASPA is a safe, easy way to apply for state financial aid if you are a Colorado asset student that's advancing students for a stronger tomorrow. CASPA positively supports families and is a logical next step in efforts to erase equity gaps and put college in reach for the families who benefit most from a post-secondary education. Non-U.S. citizen residents and non-resident students can file a CASPA to qualify for institutional aid. CASPA supports the department's efforts to make college more affordable by reducing the cost of obtaining a credential and maximizing the student's higher education investment. State aid, including grants, scholarships, and work-study funds, help open the door to higher education for students who have attended high school in Colorado, but who are not eligible for federal financial aid. If you qualify for federal aid, you should not fill out the CASPA. You should fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. The CASPA is the Colorado application for state financial aid and is really directed toward our asset students, those students who are advancing for a stronger tomorrow, students who are ineligible for federal student aid. In Colorado, all students are our students, and we want to make sure that all students have a pathway to a post-secondary education of their choice. And so we're with you, we support you, and we've got money for you. Apply for the CASPA, and you can find that on our website at highered.colorado.gov. Here's to you.
All right, you guys, I'm going to put the link in there. A lot of questions. This is really new, so new that even Charita didn't know about it. And I've actually sent an email out to, you know, the Colorado Department of Education, because a lot of counselors are trying to figure out how can we share this. And we need training on this as well, because we want to make sure that we're guiding you guys in the right direction. So we're trying to figure it out. Let us kind of diligently find out what this all means so we can help you. But there is an application. You can click here, complete the CAPSA. You do have to set up an account. I'm going to put that into the chat. I'm going to stop share. So let me see here. Where did my chat go? we have some questions? Okay, there it is. Okay, awesome. So again, it looks like we have some younger students on our presentation, which is awesome, because if you guys want to explore, want to find out, it's good to start early. Believe me, I used to teach this College for You class way back in the day, and it was after school at a DPS program, and it was called College for You, and it was for middle schoolers. It was probably the best thing that they could have done, because a lot of them now are in college and are graduating. A lot of my students that were in that program, because you start hearing it early. So I'm glad that the ones that are here that are in underclassmen, 9th and 10th graders are joining us. It's really imperative that you guys are listening in, exploring your options, checking out the schools. And yeah, I want to hand it back over to Trita to see if she wants to say anything else, just kind of wrap it up. And then we want to thank you guys for joining us. And if you guys want to see the beginning of the presentation, I have this presentation recorded, but Trita's just going to sum it up.
Yeah, thank you so much. I did not know about CASPA, and I have just already messaged my financial literacy person, like, let's get going. So we are on it at CU Denver, but thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you all for joining. I did put a link in the chat, so if you want to click on that and just fill out the information, we will send you all just some more information about CU Denver. We promise we won't spam students, maybe 1 or 2 emails every couple of months or so. So just to keep you in the loop, just to make sure that you know that we do want you to come to CU Denver if you feel like it's a good fit. And please, please, please reach out if there's anything that I can do or if I can help you all with anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Trita. And you guys, I put the Google guest speaker feedback information. You know, this is all new for all of us. So we want to make sure we're offering topics you guys want to listen to, information that's pertinent. So please click on that link I just put on there for you guys. It's really for you guys. We want to know and want to feel where you are, you know, topics that are relevant to you and to school. And did we miss something? We want to make sure we circle back around and reach out to you. So please, please, please fill out this guest speaker feedback, and we will put you in like this pool to win some swag. So that's another incentive. But other than that, we just hope you guys can all fill it out. Thank you, Ms. Poppage. Ms. Poppage, if you have your class that joined us today, I have a teacher on here, please have them fill this Google speaker feedback form out and survey. So again, thank you so much, Trita. Thank you for making this nice and short, and we'll probably definitely have you back next semester. And it looks like, yes, that this is the way to go. I don't know if we're gonna get any COVID, what are they, the vaccination anytime soon, but nonetheless, this is working really well, and we're glad that our classes and our teachers can join us. So thank you very much.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Have a great day.
Take care.